ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीम् कैवल्यपदसिद्धये। श्लोक नंबर 17। स्पष्टशब्दादियुक्तेषु भौतिकत्वमति स्फुटम्। अक्षादावपि तच्छास्त्रयुक्तिभ्यामवधार्यताम्। एकादशेन्द्रियैर्युक्त्या शास्त्रेणाप्यवगम्यते।
शास्त्रेणाप्यवगम्यते
शास्त्रेणाप्यवगम्यते
यावत् किञ्चित् भवेदेतत्
यावत् किञ्चित् भवेदेतत्
इदं शब्दोदितं जगत्
इदं
इदं
शब्दोदितं
जगत्
जगत्
इदं सर्वं पुरा सृष्टेः
इदं
इदं
सर्वं
सर्वपुरा
पुरा
सृष्टेः
सृष्टेः
एकमेवाद्वितीयकम्
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 सदेवासीन्नामरूपे
तदेवासीन्नामरूपे
तदेवासिन्नामरूपे
नास्ताभित्यारुणेर्वचः
नास्ताभित्यारुणेर्वचः
नास्ताभित्यारुणेर्वचः.
Up to this shloka we have seen, but we have not seen the Tika. We have to see from the shloka number 17. Pancha Mahabhuta Viveka Prakranasya 17th shloka, Saptadasha shlokasya Vyakhyanam. Spashta Shabdadi Yukteshu. The meaning already we have seen. So hope you remember. That is, the meaning of this shloka is Bhautikatvam Atisputam. Bhautikatvam. Bhautikam is Bhutebhyaha Jatam Bhautikam. Karyam Ityartaha. Bhuta is a Karya. Bhautika, the Karya, the product, which are born of Bhutas. That's called Bhautikam. Elementals. Elements, Bhutani. Bhautikani, elementals. Tanmatras are elements. Anything which is born of them, the combination of the Pancha Mahabhuta, all are elementals. Bhautikatvam, Mahabhutanam, Karyani, Bhautikani, Tasya Bhavaha, Karyatvam, Bhautika, Mahabhuta, Karyatvam, Bhautikatvam iti. That is Putam. That is very clear. What Bhautikatvam is very clear with regard to Spashta Shabdadi Yukteshu. Spashta Shabda, very clear Spashta Shabda. Shabdadi, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Ityadi. Spashta Shabdadi. Yukteshu Padarteshu Visheshu. The objects. So iti atisputam. Bhautikatvam is very clear. With regard to the padartha, the objects. So with regard to the objects, it is very clear. So therefore it is atisputam. Spashta shabdad yukteshu bhautikatvam atisputam. Anything, any object you take, it is made of these 5 elements. Any padartha. Padartha meaning objects. Padartheshu. Gatadishu. Gatadishu vastushu padartheshu. It is atisputam. Similarly, akshadau api, extending the same with regard to indriya also, because indriya also elementals, born of the elements. So therefore, extending the same with regard to akshadau api, and for that shastra and yukti, shastram as well as yukti. Shastra yukti bhyam, yukti is logic. We can apply our the logical sense, because it is not illogical. It should logic. There must be a logicality. We have the methods to not to prove, but we can establish keeping with the logic. So yukti, that's Shastra yukti. It is Shastra yukti, Shastra as well as yukti. Yukti we can take it as Anumana also. Yukti. Shastra yukti. Even Anumana Pramanam is based on logic. Yatra yatra dumaha tatra tatra vannihi. Wherever the smoke is, there must be fire. Logic. The same logic we apply to infer that when we see a smoke, there must be fire. Wherever yatra yatra dumaha, wherever there is duma, smoke, it's a logic. It's a Shastra yukti. So Shastra and logic. Or we can take this the logic which the Shastra presents. Shastra presents what presents is keeping with the Shastra Sammata Yukti. Shastra Sammata Yukti. It is not completely out of logic. It is in keeping with the logicality of the Shastra. Shastra presents. So Shastra Yukti. Avadharyata Nishchiyata. टीका एवं जगतः स्थितिम् अभिधाय इदानीं तस्य भौतिकत्व ज्ञान उपायम् आह. Having presented jagatah sthitiम्, the creation sthitiम् of the jagat, now bhautikatvam of that is upayam. The means, the method is presented. Spashta iti. Spashta shabdadi yukteshu. स्पष्ट शब्द स्पर्शादि गुणैः शब्द स्पर्श रूप प्रसाद रस इत्यादि इति गुणैः सगितेषु घटादिषु वस्तुषु. घटा is an object made of this panchamaha bhuta. It is spashta, it is available for perception. It is not sukshma, it is available. It is clear, it is perceptible. Gatadishu vastushu bhutakaryatvam spashtam avagamyate. Very clearly, it is avagamyate, it is understood, it is comprehended. The gata is an object. It is a bhautika, and therefore it is bhautika. How do you know? Gata is Panchabhautika, born of the 5 elements, combination of the 5 elements, born of matter, 5 elements. It is Spashtam. You don't need to prove, it is Spashtam. This Spashtam is not required to be established. It is Spashtam. All the 5 gunas are there. Therefore, they are made of 5 elements. It's Spashtam. So therefore, Bhautikam. Gatadishu, Vastushu. Indriyadishu katam bhutakaryatva nishchayaha iti ashankya. Agama anumanabhyam ityaha. Agama is Shastra, Anumana is logic. Here we can take Anumana, logic, Yukti. Indriyadishu katam bhutakaryatva nishchayaha. How do you infer the Indriyas are all bhautika, bhutakaryatva nishchayaha? Gatadishu spashtam. But what about Indriyadishu? How do you conclude that Indriyas are also bhutakarya? They are also bhautika. They are also put together, elementals. Iti ashankya. For that, agama anumanabhya, that can be known as bhautika by agama, shastra, anumana, inference, or logic. Yukti is anumana. Shastra yukti, yeah. Akshadu apiti. Annamayam hi somya manaha apo mayaha pranaha tejo mayi vak ityadi shastram. Annamayam hi somya manaha apo maya pranaha tejo mayi vak. Should be read like that. Anumanam cha, that is the Vakya, the Shruti, Shastra, Shastra Ityabhyam, Shastra. Shastram says, and it can be known, it can be understood by logic also. As we saw, Annamaya, the Annam, and water and Agni. That is Prithvi, water and Agni. Of the food, what we take, the Sukshma Amsha of that contributes to mind, prana and vak. How do you know? That is by Yukti. Shastram says the Sukshma Amsha of the Prithvi Amsha of the Annam, water, Jala Amsha of Jala Amsha of Annam, Sukshma Amsha of the Annam, Jala and water. Stula Amsha contribute to Stula. Sukshma Amsha. The Annam what we take, it consists of Prithvi, consists of water, it has got Agni also. Three are there. Sukshma Amsha of these three contributes to mind, prana, and vak, respectively. So the Sukshma Amsha of Agni, the Sukshma Amsha of Annam, Sukshma, the Agni, which is present in the Annam, water which is present in the Annam, and Prithvi, of course it is Prithvi. The Sukshma Amsha of them, it contributes to mind, Annamayam, that is, Anna is the food which is material. Because the food is material, the mind, which is born of Annam, we can infer. Shastram says we can infer also. Annam is Jada, therefore mind is also Jada. Annam is solid, a substantial thing, it's a solid. Therefore, mind from that, Shastram says, but Yukti also we can, by Yukti also, by logic also we can understand. Mind is also, mind is made of Annam, therefore mind is also Jada. Because of Annam, the mind is sustained. If Annam is not there, if food is not taken, then mind, you can see the mind cannot survive. The mind loses its ability to think. So, therefore, the survival of the mind depends on the Annam. Annam is matter, elemental. Therefore, mind also must be elemental. So, Anna Sattve, Manasaga Sattva. Anna Abhave, Manasaha Abhavaha. This is the logic. This is the Yukti. This is the Yukti. By this Nyaya, you can, this Shastra says, and therefore logic also, our experience also. Logic means that is in keeping with our experience also. Why we have to take the Shastram? Because this mind is subtle. All these are subtle. So how do we know? It is not spashtam as that of the padartha, the external objects, the vastu, gatadishu, vastushu. Therefore, we have to take the Shastra and Yukti. Shastram says, Namayam hi somya manaha. So therefore, Sukshma Amsha of the Annam, Sukshma Amsha of the Annam, they contribute for the mind, for the sustenance of the mind, and Sukshma Amsha of the water contributes to prana. Similarly, Sukshma Amsha of Agni contributes to vak. All the three are present in Annam. Food is consumed, therefore the person survives. So Anumanam. Shastra Vakyam is that, and our experience also it is a Yukti. Yukti, when we say logic, it is in keeping with our Anubhava. Anubhava Yukti, Anumana Yukti. Anumana is based on Anubhava. Yatra yatra dhumaha, tatra tatra vanihi. The logic is based on our Anubhava, experience. When we give a statement like this, yatra yatra dhumaha, tatra tatra vanihi. It is not some illogical statement. It's not some statement said somewhere. It is our Anubhava. Our Anubhava in the kitchen. Therefore, when that statement is made, and that statement is a logical statement, that is applied. Similarly, here also, our Anubhava. So, therefore, Yukti, Anubhava, Yukti based on our experience. So, therefore, Ityadi Shastram. Anumanam cha vimatani Shrotradini Bhutakaryani Bhavitum Arhanti. Bhutani Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagitvat Yadyat Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagi Tat Tat Karyam Drishtam. Yata Mrit Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagi Kataha Mrit Karyaha Drishtaha Tata cha Imani Tasmat Tatha Iti. Anumanam cha Shastra Yuktibyam Avadharyatam Nishchiyatam by Shastra Vakya is the Prativakyam, and by Anumanam also. The different Imatani, Shotradini, the Indriya, Shotradini, Indriyani, different Indriyas. They are Bhutakaryani. They are Bhutakaryani Bhavitum Arganti. They ought to be made of Bhuta, means Bhautika. Shotradini, Indriyani must be Bhautika, Bhavitum Arganti. How? By Anumanam. How do you say that? Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagitvat. Anvaya Vitireka. Anvaya Vitireka is the logic. Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagitvat. It is in conforming with, it has the status of being conforming with Anvaya Vitireka. What is Anvaya? Anvaya Vitireka. Agreement, disagreement. Simple translation, Anvaya Vitireka. Anvaya, as he has given the example, Ghata is Ghata, the pot. The pot is made of clay. So clay is there, therefore pot is there. Vrit Satve, Ghata Sattva. Vrit Abhave, Ghata Abhava. Therefore, Vrit is the Karanam. Mrit is the Karanam, Ghata is the Karya. The Mrit, the Karanam, pervades the Karya Ghata. Without Mrit, Ghata cannot exist. Therefore, Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagi Tat Tat Karyatvam. Mrit is the Karanam, therefore Tat Karyam, Ghata is Drishtam. So from the Karya we infer the Karanam. From the Karya we infer the Karanam. Mrit Sattve Ghata Sattvam. Mrit is there, therefore Ghata is there. Mrit Abhave Ghata Abhava. Therefore Mrit is the Karanam we can infer. Ghata Sattve Mrit Sattvam. Ghata Abhave, you cannot say Mrit Abhavaha. Ghata Abhave Api Mrit Sattvam. Mrit is there. Therefore, existence of Ghata depends on the existence of Mrit. But existence of Mrit doesn't depend on existence of Ghata. So this is Anvaya Vitireka. That is, existence of Ghata depends on existence of Mrit. Anvaya. Existence of Ghata depends on existence of Mrit, the clay. That is Anvaya. The existence of clay doesn't depend on existence of Ghata. That is Vitireka. So both are required. Anvaya have to be told, Vitireka has to be told to establish the Karana Karya. So therefore, Bhutani, Bhutanis are there, therefore Bhautikanis are there. Bhautikani. Bhutani Satve, Bhautikani, Bhuta Satve, Bhautika Sattvam. Bhuta Abhave, Bhautika Abhavaha. So therefore, Bhutas are the Karanam for the Bhautika. Bhautika cannot exist without the Bhuta. Therefore, because they are the basic material, therefore, Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhayitvat. Therefore, Yatyat Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhahi, Tat Karyam Drishtam. The products are seen. Therefore, Vrit Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhayi Gataha. Vrit Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhayi Gataha. By the logic of Anvaya Vitireka, therefore, we know that Vrit is the Karanam, Gataha is Vrit Karyaha, Drishtaha. Extending the same with regard to the Indriyas also. That is the logic. Indriyas are there because, and they must be made of Bhuta. Indriyas are Bhautika. It must have cause. The cause is Bhuta. Shotradini Bhuta Karyani. Bhavitam Hargati. Katam. Because Bhutani, Bhuta Sattve, Bhautika Sattvam. Therefore, Bhutani Anvaya Vitireka Anudahitvat. Bhutas are, Bhautikas are dependent on the Bhuta. Bhutas are not dependent on the Bhautika. Therefore, in conforming with these Anvaya Vitireka logic, therefore we can know that Bhutani are the causes for the Bhautika. Bhutani elements are the cause for the elementals. Elementals are the Karya, product. Yata Gataha. Gataha is Mrit Karyaha. Mrit is the Karanam. Similarly, Bhutanis are the Karanam. Bhautikas are the Karya. Iti Anumanam. Anumanena avadaryata. Why he said here? Because the Anna, the food, the Sukshmamsha of the Prithvi, the Prithvi, that is Annam, the Annam what we take, that's that Sukshmamsha of the Annam, that contributes for the mind. So therefore Anna Sattve, Manasaha Sattvam. Anna Abhave, Manasaha Abhavaha. This is therefore this is the Anvaya. Food is because of the food, the mind is sustained. That is sustenance of the mind. The survival of the mind depends on the Annam. Shastra says, and also Yukti also. Anvaya Vitireka. Therefore, mind as Anvaya Vitireka Anudhagitvat. Therefore, Manaha api Bhautikam eva iti we can understand. Avadaryata, may you know it. Avadaryata, Dishchiyata. Similarly, Pranaha api Sukshmamsha water. Sukshmamsha water alone contributes for the prana. Shastram says, apply Anvaya Vitireka logic. From that we know. Prana is, the sustenance of prana depends on apaha. Therefore, apasatve, apsatve, apsatve, pranasatva. Tadabhave, prana abhavaha. Prana cannot sustain. Therefore, apa, water contributes for the prana. Water is a cause. Water is jada. Prana also must be jada. This is the logic. That's the logic. Shastra Yuktibhyam. The same way for the Tejo Mahi Vak. Sukshmamsha of Agni contributes for the Vak. So the Vak depends on the Agni, Sukshmamsha of the Agni. Sukshmamsha of the Agni. The Annam, what we take, consists of all the three. Prithvi, Prithvi is there, Jalam is there, and Agni also is there. and the Sukshmamsha of this, the Agni, contributes for the Vak. Therefore, Anvaya Vitireka Anudhagitvat, therefore we can infer that Vak it must be Tejo Karyaha iti Yata Mrit Karyaha Gataha Tadvat. This is the Anvaya Vitireka Yukti. Therefore, Tat Anvaya Vitireka Anuvidhagitvam cha Shodashakala Somya Purushaha Ityadina Chandogya Shutau Manasaha Shutam Tad Patra Annetrapi Dashtavyam. So the Chandogya Upanishad, the Shodashakala Kalaha Somya Purushaha is said, that is Purusha who is made of the 16 parts. Therefore, that is by Anvaya Vitireka logic, we can understand that the Indriyas, etc. Shodashakala is the Pancha Prana, Pancha Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, all these are Manaha. So they all must be Bhautika iti. Yata, if you prove for one, the same thing can be extended to others. Chandogya Shutam, Manasaha Shrutam. So Manasaha Shrutam Tadvat Anyatrapi, extending the same for the other Indriyanis also. Then the next shloka, Ekadashendriya Yuktya Shastrenapya Avagamyate. Shastrenapya Avagamyate. So therefore, Ekadasha Indriyani, that is plus mind, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani, and mind also. So the 11 sense organs. Yuktya Shastrenapi Avagamyate, already said. Ekadasha Indriya Yukti, but Yukti and by Shastra. Shastrenapi Avagamyate. Yavat Kinchit Bhavet Etadidam Shabdoditam Jagat. Shabdoditam Jagat. Shabdena Uditam Jagat. Shabdoditam Jagat. Idam Shabdoditam Jagat. Idam Shabda, Idam meaning the Vakya Sadeva Somya Idam Agra Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam. That Idam Vakya is that Idam Shabdasya, that Idam Padam Shutau Idam Padam Shutam. That Idam Padam Yavat Kinchit Bhavet. Ekadasha Indriyaihi Ekadasha Indriyas are available for your objectification. Though subtle, it is available for Shastra Yuktibhyam. Therefore, they are Idam Shabda Vachya. They are Idam Shabda Vachya. Everything comes under Jagat only. All these are Jagat. Not only that Drishta Vishaya, this Adrishta, this Indriyani, etc., which cannot be seen. They are not Pratyaksha. But Shastra Yuktibhyam, it is understood. Therefore, all these are the meaning of the word Idam Shabda Vachya, revealed by the Idam Shabdena Uditam. They are objectifiable for objectified by Pramanam. By Pratyaksha Pramanam or Adumana Pramanam, that is logic, or Shastra Pramanam. Therefore, Idam Shabdena Uditam, Jagat. So everything is Jagat only. Jagat includes the Sharira Manasangata, of course, Stula, the Sukshma also, the Indriyani, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani, and Manasaha. They are also nothing but Jagat only. So by the word Idam in the Vakya of the Chandogya, Sadeva Somya Idam Agra Asit, Ekameva Dvitiyam, that Idam referring to Jagat. Indriyanis are also Jagat only. They are also part of the Jagat only. Therefore, Idam Shabdena Uditam Jagat. Idam Shabdena. Jagat is Prapancha. This Prapancha, this Jagat, is referred to by the word Idam. So Idam Agre Asi. This was there before. Srishtihi Prag. That is going to be discussed. Now, evam, tika. एवं भूतानि भौतिकानि च विविच्य दर्शयित्वा प्रकृतं सदैव सोमेदमग्र आसीत् इत्यादि अद्वितीय ब्रह्म प्रतिपादिकां श्रुतिं व्याचक्षाणः तद्वाक्यस्थ इदं पदस्य अर्थम् आह. So idam padasya artham, meaning of the word idam of the Shruti is said, it's discussed so far. That is bhutani bhautikani cha vivichya, clearly distinguishing these what are bhutas and what are bhautikas. Therefore, bhautikas are nothing but a product of bhuta only. Shaita having shown that now prakritam, that is a discussion topic of the what is discussed is this vakya only. Shruti vakya, sadeva samedam agra asit. Ityadi, this advitiya brahma pratipadikam shrutim. The Shruti which reveals the advitiya brahma. Shruti is saying therefore advitiya pratipadika. Pratipadikam. Bhagavati samasa. Advitiya brahma pratipadakam. Brahmanaha pratipadakam. Pratipadakaha. Shailinga therefore pratipadika. Advitiya brahmanaha pratipadaka pratipadika. Not Bhagavati, can take it as Shashti Tatpurusha. Advitiya brahmanaha pratipadakaha. And pratipadak Shruti is that for pratipadika, Tatpurusha. Shashti Tatpurusha. Vyachakshanaha. Tadvakya. Vyachakshaha is referring to the author. Vyachakshanaha. Tadvakya, interpreting, explaining that vakyasya. Tadvakya is referring to the Shruti Vakya. The Shruti Vakya, the idam padasya arthamaha, the meaning of the word idam is the author Vyachakshanaha Acharyaha, that is Vyarna Munihi. Arthamaha, he says the meaning of the word, he presents the meaning of the word idam of the Vakya. Ekadasha iti. प्रत्यक्षादिभिः सर्वैः प्रमाणैः अपि शब्दात् अर्थापत्यादि प्रमाणज्ञानैश्च यावत् किञ्चित् जगत् अवगम्यते तत्सर्वं सत् एव इत्यादि वाक्यस्तेन इदं पदेन अभिहितम् इत्यर्थः. वै प्रत्यक्षादिभिः सर्वैः प्रमाणैः, by all the pramana, pratyakshadi pramana, all the shat pramana minus shabda pramana. Shabda is Shastram. So, Arthapatyadi Pramana, Jnana ischa. By Pratyaksha the Pramana, Shabdat also. Shabdat, by the Shabdat referring, Shabda Pramana. Pratyakshadibihi sarvehi Pramanehi api. Shabdat Arthapatti Pramana Jnana ischa. Shabda Pramanam is Shastra. But the Shastra Shabda is Lokika Shabda also it is there. Shastra Shabda, Lokika Shabda. Lokika also we have Shabda Pramana. The words also convey knowledge. It is a Pramana. Shabd and Shastram also Shabdam. Therefore that is a Pramana. Shabdam as a Pramana. Shabda also is a Pramana. Therefore Lokika Shabda also is a Pramana. Words convey knowledge. Words also convey knowledge. So therefore by all the Pramana, Arthapatti, Ityadi, Pramana, Jnani. By all the Pramana and the Jnanam generated by the Pramana, whatever it is comprehended in this Jagat, all these are denoted by the word idam of the Vakya. Sadeva Somya, Sadeva Ityadi Vakyastena. Vakye Stitam, Vakye Tishtati, Vakyastam Tena. What Vakya? Sadeva Swami Idamagra Asi. That is the Vakya. That was Sadeva, Sadevetyadi, Vakyastam, Vakye Tishtati, Tena. By that, what is the Vakya? Idam Pada. Therefore, Idam Padena, Abhigitam, denoted. So, whatever is objectifiable by all the Pramana and objectifiable, They are called Jagat, and that is what is denoted by the word idam in the Vakya. Pramanas are meant for knowing. Knowing means, therefore, they are objects. So, therefore, the jnanam of a vastu is generated by a pramana. So, the vastu is available for knowing, therefore, objectifiable. So, whatever is objectifiable, that is what is referred to. That is Jagat. That is Jagat. That is what is referred to by the word idam in the Vakya of the Shruti. Yavat kinchit Jagat avagamyate. Yavat kinchit Jagat avagamyate. Jagat. So Arthapati ityadi pramana jnane hi Jagat avagamyate. Jagat is Bhautika. Jagat avagamyate. Everything is Jagat. And Jagat is what is referred to by the word idam. Whatever is available for objectification by all of these pramanas, they are Jagat. Whatever is comprehended by this pramana, they are Jagat, and that is what is referred to by the word idam in the Vakya. So idam is Jagat. So what is Jagat? Not only Drishta Jagat, Adrishta also. Indriya, it also includes our own body, mind, senses also. They are also Jagat. Generally, this mistake we do. When we say Jagat, we only see the external. We see only other than ourselves. We don't include our body, mind, senses. They are also part of the Jagat. So Jagat Mithya means not just this Jagat, what we perceive, the external world, that alone is Mithya. Even our body, mind, senses, or complex also is Mithya only. It has to start from oneself, in fact, not from outside the external Jagat to oneself. It has to start from oneself, that is one's body, mind, sense complex, and extend to the entire Jagat. But this we don't do. We always, Paranchikani, we always refer to the objects or the person other than ourselves and call this Mithya. Our own body, mind, sense complex also Mithya only. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, when we say Jagat is our own. It's our body, mind, senses. They are also Mithya. In fact, we should start from there only. If we start from there, then we will not have any raga or dvesha with regard to the vastus of the Jagat. Vastu or the person. Anything. So therefore, but we have so much raga and dvesha. Raga for our own body, mind, senses. All the time we identify with that. It's so intense. Therefore, when we say Jagat, generally we exclude our body, mind, senses. That's a mistake. In fact, it should start from there, inclusive of them. So that is made very clear. So everything is Jagat. If body, mind, senses, if my body, mind, senses are also Jagat, they are also objectifiable. Of course, Tula is objectifiable. Sukshma, that is also Shastrena, Shastriktibyam, Avadharyata, Nishchiyata. You can apply your Pramana, your Yukti, and understand. That is also Jagat only. So Jagat means that is Mithya. Jagat is a product, Karya, elements, elemental, Bhuta Karya, Bhautikatvam Asti. Indriya is also Bhautikatvam. But we are so much attached to our Indriya and our mind. We take that for real as though it is ourselves. But they are just Bhautika. They are just a product. They are not me. Product, therefore they are not me. I am not a product. Aham, Brahma, not a product. How you say it is not a product? Bhautikam. That Aham is Atma, Brahma. From that only all the elements have come. Akashat, that Tasmad Etasmad Aka, Tasmad Etasmad Akasha Sambhutaha, Akashad Vayu, Vayu Agni, Agirapaha, Adhyas Prithvi. From this Atma, Brahma only all these things have come. Then how can I, the Atma, the Brahma, be this Bhutika, this Bhuta and Bhutika? But we have so much the intense, the abhimana with this bhautika. We fail to recognize it as Jagat, Idam Shabdavachya. That's why the Acharya here says it includes, the Jagat includes your body, mind, sense complex also. Idam Shabdoditam Jagat. Yavat Kinchit. Yavat Kinchit Bhavet. Anything which are objectifiable, they are Jagat only. And that is what is referred to by the word Idam in the Vakya. Sadeva Somyedam Agra Asit. Iti. Therefore, so Idam Shabda is discussed so far. So Idam Sarvam Pura Srishtehe Ekaveva Dvitiyakam Sadevasi Namarupe. Sadevasi Namarupe Na Nastamiti Aruner Vachaha. So Idam Sarvam, all this, Idam Sarvam Pura, Idam referring to the Jagat. So the entire Jagat, when we say it consists of our body, mind, sense complex, the entire Jagat, all Pura, before Sashtehe Prak, as it is Sashtehe Prak, Ekam Eva Advitiyakam, Sat Eva Asit. Ekam Sat Brahma, Advitiyakam Brahma. Advitiya Brahma, Sateva, Sadrupameva, Sateva. Idam Sarvam Srishtehe Pura, before the Srishti, Ekameva Advitiyakam Sat Eva Asit. This Idam, this Jagat, before the Srishti, what was there is Ekam Eva Advitiyakam Sat. Only Sat was there. And Sat is Ekam alone, and it is Advitiya. Then what about this Idam? This Idam, before the Srishti, was not in the form of Namarupa. Namarupe na asta. It was not in this form. So Pura before Srishtehe Pura, Srishtehe Prak, before the Srishti, Idam Sarvam, all this was not in this form. Whatever is objectified by the Pramana, it was not there. Then what was there? Sadeva Asit. Sadeva Asit. Only Sat alone was there. Pure Sat alone. This Jagat, the Ramarupatmaka Jagat, na asta. Namarupe na asta. Namarupa, not the Pada and Padartha, the word and meaning, na asta. Sadeva Asit. So there was no, that was not there in this form. It means it was an unmanifest form. It was in Avyakta Avastha. Now it is Vyakta Avastha. Srishti is Vyakta, unmanifest. It was before the Srishti, it was in Avyakta Avastha. So Vyakta Avastha, Avyakta Avastha. So Avyakta Vyavastha, what was that? Sadeva Asit. Namarupa na Asit. Na Asta. Iti Aruner Vachaha. Iti Aruni. Aruni is the Uddalaka. Who is Uddalaka? That is the father of this Shvetaketu. Arunasya Apatyam Puman Aruni. And he is the Uddalaka. And Uddalaka is Aruni. Another name for Uddalaka. Aruni is Uddalaka. So he teaches his son in Chandogya Upanishad. Shvetaketu is a son. So to him the Aruni teaches. So he says this Vakya. Sadeva Somedam Agra Asit. So this Sat alone is, the Jagat was not in this form, Srishtehe Prak. Idam Sarvam Pura Srishtehe. All these were before the Srishti. Pura Srishtehe Prak Ekameva Advitiyakam Sat Asit. Idam Sarvam, all this, that is the Namarupa na Asta. Namarupa na astam. All these were, all this, idam sarvam srishtege pura, ekam yadvitigam eva asit. So that Vakya, this is the Anvaya, but as it is, you can take the Anvaya. Idam sarvam srishtege pura, pura is prak. All these were only ekam, only one, and that is advitiyam. So that seems to be contradictory. All these were before the Srishti, it is one alone, and that is non-dual. What is non-dual? What is that? Sat. Then you say all and before. All means so many are there. This is the Jagat, consisting of so many things and objects. And you say one alone. One alone and advitiyam. It means this idam is namarupa idam, the Jagat, that is only Nama Matra. That is only just a word and its meaning. And that was not before. Namarupe na asta. Namarupe na asta. This not in the form of Namarupa, not in the form of this Jagat. This the Jagat which is available for your Anubhava, it was in what form? It was in Avyakta Avastha. Namarupa, therefore, Namarupa Ragitam Sat Eva Asid Srishtehe Pura. Idam Sarvam Srishtehe Prat Ekam Eva Advitiyakam. So Ekam Eva Advitiyam, therefore Idam Sarvam will reduce to Namarupa Ragitam. That's why Namarupam Ragitam Sat Eva Asid Srishtehe Pura Prat. After the Srishti, it is Namarupa Sagitam Sat. Therefore, what is there all through is only this Sat. And it is Ekam Eva. And it is Advitiya. Therefore, Namarupa Sagitam Sat, Namarupa Ragitam Sat. The meaning is Srishtege Pura Namarupa Ragitam Sat. Only Sat Eva. Evakara is important. Sat Eva Asid. And the Sat was not in the form of Namarupa. Therefore, what is this Namarupa, this Idam Shabdavachyam, this Jagat, which is in the form of this the Namarupa? It is Mithya. It is Mithya. It is not real. If it is real, like that of a Sat, it should be there all the time. There is no Pura, there is no after, Anantaram, Paschaditi. Therefore, it is Mithya. Therefore, Jagan Mithya. This entire Jagat was in the form of the pure Sat. And Sat is Ekam, Advitiyam. When we say Advitiyam, this Jagat is negated. That's Mithya. Now, Tika. Evam, idam shabdasya artaha, artam abhidhaya, idanim, tam shrutim, swayam eva, artataha patati. Idam iti. Arunasya patyam arunehi uddalakaha, tasya vachanam ityartaha. Uddalakasya patyam puman uddalakaha. That is Shvetaketu. Arunasya patyam puman arunehi. Son of Varuna is this Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu can be referred to by Audalaka also. Uddalakasya patyam puman uddalakaha. Audalaki. Yeah, not Audalaka, Audalaki. Okay. Evam idam shabdasya artam abhidaya. Having presented the meaning of the word idam, idanim now the tam shrutim swayameva atataha patati. Shrutim, tam shrutim, the shruti vakya. The acharya, he presents the shruti vakya. Sadeva samidam agra asit ekameva dvityam, he puts in a verse form. The vakya of the shruti presents that in the form of a shloka. Swayameva artataha patati. He arranges that in the form of a shloka, meaningful way. You can the vakya cannot vakya as such shruti vakya difficult to understand. He puts that in a shloka form, verse form. Then idamiti. Then arunasya patyam arunahi. You know. The next shloka, before we see the next shloka, let me give an introduction to that, the important shloka. Now, idam topic is over. Idam topic is discussed up to the previous. Ratha summarized. The 18th shloka is summarized. Idam Shabdavachyam. This Jagat, which includes our body, mind, senses also. Now, Ekam Eva Advitiyam. But Advitiyam alone, here the author said Advitiyakam. That is for the sake of the meter. Advitiyakam is equal to Advitiyam in the Vakya, Chandogya Shruti Vakya. So, Ekam Eva Advitiyam, the three words are the important word. Now, the author is going to discuss the three words. What are the implications of these three words? Ekam literally mean one. Eva is Evakara, that alone. Advitiyam is that doesn't have a second thing. So Ekam Eva Advitiyam. The Uddalaka, the teacher of the Chandogya Upanishad, teaches a student, his son, Ekam Eva Advitiyam Sat. So, what is the meaning of this Ekam Eva Advitiyam? This in general, in the world, there are three types of differences. Differences that limits a thing, an object. That is why one object is different from another object. The Veda between an object and another object because of the differences, three possible differences. An object implies three types of differences. An object can differ, it has difference with regard to itself. That's called Swagata Veda. Swagata Veda. The difference with regard to itself. It means the object is put together. It is put together. The object has parts, avayava, amsha, avayavas are there. It has got parts. Swagata Veda. An object has different parts, consists of different parts. Savayava Vastu, in other words, Savayava Vastu. It's called Swagata Veda. Avayavena Sakavartate. It is put together by different parts. If you take, for example, the car, we say car as a unit, we say car, bus, tractor, trailer. Car, if you take, it is an object. It is an object, but it has got so many parts, so many amshas are there. It has got so many parts. There are more than 8,000 parts in the car. A part cannot become that object, the car. A tire is not the car. Steering wheel is not the car. Steering rod is not the car. Engine is not the car. If all the 8,000 parts are spread on the floor, that cannot constitute the car. So, and all these parts are put, including the bolts and nuts, everything, and they are put together intelligently, properly. But that's very important. Not put together means not just made into one huge lump. When they are put together intelligently, then that becomes a car. So a car is a savayava vastu. Savayava, avayavena sakavartate. Savayava vastu. Body also like that only. Body also has got so many parts, starting from the air onwards up to the body. The head, eyes, nose, etc. All the limbs, all the external things we see, and internal also. it is externally also put together, internally also, all the arrangements. The lungs in a particular place, heart, lungs, pancreas, liver, kidney, everything, they all put together in that proper place. All these alone constitute this body. And heart is not a body. A liver is not a body. Hand is not a body. But everything when put together intelligently, the hand has to be in its place. The hand cannot be on the head. The eyes cannot be on the head. Eyes has to be on the face. Nose cannot be on the head. Nose has to be just below the eyes. So it has its in respective places. It is therefore it is intelligently it is put together, and therefore this body is not one. It's not one thing. It is made of so many things. It is made of so many parts. That is why we have the specialist for each parts. No, sir, no doctor knows everything about the sharira, the body. Every part of the body is, as we have got a specialist. Every part of the body is subject to the in-depth study, research, and that is specialist. So, therefore, it is savayava vastu. So, body as one unit we see, but it has got internal differences. That's called swagata beda. Because it is put together, it is made of parts. Intelligently put together, that is because of Ishvara. That is an intelligence operating. Fine, that is not our discussion, but it is put together. It is swagata, savayava vastu. Therefore, when we say body, the body is an assemblage. Car is an assemblage. Table is an assemblage. Mobile is an assemblage. Savayava vastu. So every object in the creation, therefore, it is savayava. Even a flower is put together. Flower has got so many parts are there. Every part is subject to study. One can do study and get PhD degree on that. So they are put together. So every object, even the smallest insect, amoeba also is put together. Even if it is a unicellular, it's put together. It is savayava vastu. So any vastu that is put together, any vastu that has parts is said to be enjoying the difference. The difference is called swagata beda. The difference with regard to itself. Beda is one thing is different from other. Within that unit, one thing is different from the other. Heart is different from liver. If we take the sharira, each one is different from the other. If everything is same, then why we require so many things? So each one performs a specific function. So therefore different from the other. Veda is there. Swagata Veda. This is Swagata Veda. Then we have something called Sajatiya. This is Swagata Veda. Then we have something called Sajatiya Veda. Sajatiya Veda is there is not only one car. There are so many cars. There are so many brands are there. So many car manufacturers. So many car manufacturers. Ford, Tata, everybody manufactures new car, and there are different variants in the car. So car has one unit Swagata Veda, but there is another car. So this car is different from that car. Indica is different from Nano. If even within within that the same brand, there are different types of cars. So therefore, a car as such has got Sajatiya Veda. I am there and you are also there. You are different from me. I am a person having this. I am a jiva this with regard to this body mind sense complex. Similarly, you are also a jiva. Therefore, Vedas are the difference between you and me. Sajatiya Veda. I am a human being and there are other human beings. I am a human being, there are other human beings. Similarly, flower is there. There's not only one flower. There's so many flowers are there. The flower is the flower has got Swagata Veda, but there are other flowers. Sajatiya Pushpani. Patalam rose is there. But there are other roses, other flowers. Even rose also, there are different types of roses. And there are other flowers also. Ashoka, Suryakanti, Champaka, Kumadam. So many flowers are there, different varieties of flowers are there. Veda is that within the species, within the jati itself, there are Vedas. Within the Manushya jati, there are Vedas. In terms of color, in terms of country, in terms of everything, there are gender, there is a Veda. With regard to the car, there are Veda. With regard to flower, there is Veda. With regard to everything, there is Veda. So Sajatiya Veda. They all belong to the same category, but there are differences. A desk is made, but there are so many desks, so many chairs. They all may belong to the chair category. Which chairs are there? Chairs of different types. We may call it by the name chair, but it is not same. One is different from the other. So similarly, every vastu in the Srishti has got Sajatiya Veda, differences within the species. First is differences within itself. Second thing is differences within that category. So different members belong to the same category. That is why chair, desk, car, human body. There are so many human bodies are there. So, but one thing is that is the intelligence. One how a specific body behaves, the same way other body also behaves. I mean, in terms of functioning of the organs of the body. There is an order, but there are differences. They are not same. Your body is different from my body. So even though all of us are nothing but this body, mind, senses, but your body is different from my body. Even though we belong to the same species, Manushya species, Homo sapiens, but there are differences. Sajatiya Veda. Within me, there are differences. I am put together, made of so many these parts, both external and internal organs. And between you and me, there are differences. You are a different person from me within the same species. Manushya, you are a different member from me, but we all belong to the same group, Manushya Jati. That is Sajatiya Veda. This is Sajatiya. Therefore, for Sajatiya Veda, there should be minimum two things. To say the Veda exists of the same species, there must be minimum two things. So the differences between the members belonging to the same species, that is called Sajatiya Veda. So minimum two things should be there, but there are so many things, not minimum two things. So there is not only one thing. There are, but minimum two things should be there, but we have innumerable things within the same species. This is Sajatiya Veda. And the third type of Veda is Vijatiya Veda. Vijatiya Veda meaning the difference caused by the member belong to the another species. Gata is there, pot is there. Pot is different from the flower. Flower is different from the peacock. Peacock is different from the mountain. Mountain is different from the human being. Human being is different from the desk. Desk is different from the car. Each one is different. Each one belongs to different category. Therefore, this is Vijatiya Veda. Difference caused due to the member belonging to another category. So within the object, there are differences. That is Svagata. Then the objects or the members belong to the same species. There are differences. The differences within the members belong to the same species. Then there are differences due to the members belong to different species. The three types of differences are that. This is the Loka Vyavasthiti. This is our experience. If they are same, then difficult to transact. If they are same, if all the speech, if there are no differences, then it's difficult to transact. Even difficult to transact with yourself. You cannot eat. In fact, if you are one whole, only one. If you are made of only one thing, you cannot even eat, because eating requires hand, and then the food has to be. It is taken to the mouth. Then food has to be chewed. You need teeth. You need tongue, and it has to go inside. So each part has specific role to play. So within yourself, within oneself itself, there are differences. The same thing with regard to the Loka. So Loka Vyavasthiti, therefore we have these three differences. Swagata Veda, Sajatiya Veda, Vijatiya Veda. These differences are there. Therefore the plurality is there. Therefore only Loka Vyavahara, Loka Vyapara. Therefore, from this, we can understand from these three types of differences, every object in the world is limited by these three Vedas, three differences. Swagata Veda, Sajatiya Veda, Vijatiya Veda. Sajatiya Veda, Swagata Veda. Swagata Veda within oneself. Sajatiya Veda, therefore only transaction. And Vijatiya Veda, therefore only transaction. Even Swagata Veda is therefore only transaction with yourself. So any action, any activity for which the object is required, the object, the transaction, so that implies its three differences. So therefore, any object you take in the world is subject to these three differences. So therefore, you can imagine how the rishis have analyzed. Everything in the world is subject to, are limited to these three types of differences. No object is above these three differences. They are only these three. Any object which can be referred to are subject to these three differences. Therefore, because they are subject to three differences, therefore they are subject to limitation. Differences, these three differences limits them. The three differences limits. They are subject to limitation. Limitation in terms of desha, in terms of kala, in terms of vastu. Therefore, every object, every vastu is subject to three differences, and the differences in terms of desha, kala, vastu, parichinnaha. Desha, kala, vastu, parichinnaha bhavati. How? That we'll see next class. Here the author has not elaborated that. He is going to elaborate later through an example as an introduction to that. These are now the three types of differences. More elaboration on that we'll see in next class. Implication of these three differences. We'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶರಣಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.